Okay, it is officially the top of the hour, so I am going to go ahead and get started. Thank you for those that have been waiting. My name is Catherine. Many of you might have talked to me in the past. I've been with Exit eListings for over a decade, and I'm super excited to show you the new system. Some of you are already probably in there using it, and then for many of you, this is an introduction. And you probably received an email that we are going to switch all of the accounts, upgrade them on July 1st. With that being said, I don't want anyone to panic if they are actively using the old system. We're not going to turn anything off. We're not going to kill any links or tours that are out there. And if for some reason you need access to your old account after we do the switch, we can absolutely help you get into that old account. All of your listings in your old account will automatically come into the new account. So there's no starting over, but we will go through it today. This is going to be a bit of a brief run through just for time's sake. And then I want to ask you guys to let me know what you would like to see specific trainings on. So you'll see in this new system, there are things like creating videos and sharing on different sites, whatever it may be. And then we'll host some webinars for you folks that go over those things in detail. That way we won't spend, an hour or 2 hours today. Nobody has that kind of time to go over a new system, at least not in one setting. So you can ask me questions throughout today's webinar. I see somebody already found it. Ask me questions throughout today's webinar. If I don't answer your question right away, I will check it periodically, but if I don't get to it, I will definitely stay after and make sure all those questions get answered. I might get answered throughout this meeting, but again, feel free to drop questions and suggestions in there. If you are using the new system, how can we make it better? If you're not using it, what do you need in it? So let's go ahead and get started. Just a little bit of history of why we've upgraded this new system. Well, one, we brought in new management. We refreshed our entire business model because e-listings, like I said, it's been around for over a decade, but that technology was some of it a decade old. And we really needed to upgrade that, make it easier to use, make it easier to find your products, and make the products themselves better on different devices that we know buyers are going to be looking at listings on. So in particular, mobile needed a whole new revamp. So we developed a new system with a, not to get too nerdy, a new code, a new language that is easy to adapt and keep up to date for you. So you won't in another year have an outdated system, because that of course is how fast technology moves. And to do that, we needed a new technology team. We've got a big team, and that way we are staying up to date. We are constantly adding things to the new system. We have 2 new tabs in this system that we didn't have a month ago, and I'll show you those. And of course, the brand new platform. We brought over things from the old system that worked. They've got a fresh new look, and we abandoned some outdated technology. So there will be things in this new system that the old system didn't have, but we've replaced it with much newer, better working products. This is a list here that you can kind of read through. These are things that we have added. Anything asterisk is new. Those are things that weren't available in the old system that are available now in this new system. So take a glance at that, make a mental note if you want to ask questions about any of these particular items. Some of these items, like client relationship tools and workflow capabilities, are going to be especially handy for our office accounts. And I know we've got some brokers listening in today, and brokers that are currently paying for their agents to use the service. These tools here were added and were intended for you guys, so you can help your entire office work more efficiently and effectively. And in the time where we're all scattered and unsure about how to handle, meeting with clients and such, that makes it even more helpful to have something like that. And I'll show you guys what that means, what the workflow capabilities mean. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look in the new system. So you're looking at the page that you're going to see when you log into your account. If you haven't logged in yet, it is the same as how you logged into your old account. You'll go to your resource center, you'll click on Exitize Me, My E-Listings, and it automatically takes you to this page and into your account. If you haven't been switched yet, that will still take you to the old system. If you want to switch today after this meeting or at any point, give us a ring. All we have to do is flip a switch and we'll get you access to this. When you first come in, how you navigate through this account is fairly simple. We've got all these tabs over here to the left-hand side. And one of the things that we tried to keep in mind in developing this new system is to keep everything a few clicks away, 1 or 2 clicks. It isn't helpful when you are going to edit your product and you have to dig so deep into a website that it takes you minutes just to get there to make a small edit, maybe a price change. So that was important whenever we developed this new system. Things should be much easier to find for you. The first tab is your profile. I won't go into a ton of detail of how to create a profile page, but I want you to know that you get a profile page, which is something you didn't get in the old system. So you can see here, each agent is going to receive this informational page that's built with the information they enter. So it's all about Laura Smith. And how this is helpful is they can put it in their email signature, they can share it on social media. If they're a new agent trying to get a foothold in the market, this is a wonderful way to share information about who they are. There's professional and personal information on here. This is also a really handy tool if you are hosting an open house and you meet somebody that is possibly interested in finding a realtor. You want to send them information about you, pass this along, text this to them. You can text the link. Now you've got this line of communication and they're probably going to go online and research you and find out who you are. And this is a one-stop shop for them to do that. So you can see they've got all your sites on here. If you've got a Facebook page, Twitter, personal website, Instagram, all those are available. They've got, again, that about some hobbies, make it fun. And there's also a video that gets created, and I'm going to play a little bit of that now.
Laura Smith has been a top producing agent for the past 3 years and has been licensed for almost a decade. A longtime realtor at our local Exit Realty office, Laura's knowledge of the local and national real estate market makes her your best choice when buying or selling. Laura is dedicated to finding the perfect home for each and every one of her clients. Laura is proud to have been awarded Realtor of the Year and serves as the local area board of Realtor president. Ready to help you with all your real estate needs. Contact Laura today.
Okay, so hopefully everyone was able to hear that okay, but there was some nice narration. There was music and then the slides. So there was intermittent photos and informational slides. It's super easy to create. Every agent gets it. It's included in their account. And it's a great way to share information about you. It gets created on this page, the My Profile tab. So if you're just logging into your new account for the first time, or if you haven't spent much time on the Profile tab, take a moment to come in here and just make sure all this is still up to date and add to it. So adding is super easy. If you've got some hobbies you want to put in there about yourself, you can just click on the plus and then you can add whatever you want. And this, again, it's a get to know you before they actually get to know you. And you can add those. They're going to automatically adjust and appear on your page wherever that page is. So if you've got it out on Facebook or if you've got it in the hands of a seller that you're trying to get to know a little bit better, you can always add things. I don't actually skydive, just FYI, if any of you wondered that. Pretty cool if it's on your list of hobbies, but it is not on mine. Professional details, again, do you have a slogan? Do you want to enter your license number, any certs you have? And if you guys don't have, like if you're brand new, you might not have a bunch of achievements under your belt. Well, you can add things like, lifelong resident or dedicated to you. You can put general things in these fields. You can put anything in these fields. It's just to fill that page out to make it more interesting. And as far as creating that video, you'll come over here and click on the pencil icon. What goes in your video are a mixture of photos that you can upload. So if you've got maybe some standard Exit Realty photos or JPEGs that you want to add here, even your logo you could put in there. Or you can see here, we just used some images that we got off the internet. And then this is a really cool feature here that we've added. These are slides. This is easy to add and create and enhances that video about you. So you click on any one of these templates and it automatically fills in with your information. And then you can personalize it. Do you want to change the color and make it the Exit teal? Do you want to make it bright yellow to fit your personality? Whatever you want it to be, you can change these slides to match what you want to show in your video. And then you just click generate. And when you do that, it adds it to your inventory, which you see we have lots already generated. You can make as many as you want. Get creative with them. We have some client testimonials that we made where you want your users to go and visit you. Lots of options there. And when you create that video, and again, I won't create one here for time's sake, go in and play with this tool. If you get to this page and you're like, I don't know what the heck I'm doing, I need help, that's when you go to our live help. We've got, of course, our operators standing by to help you. We've got documents that can walk you through it. But they're all about just adding and moving around photos and slides to create a product using what you typed in about yourself. And then you preview it here.
Laura Smith has been a top.
Generate it as many times as you need to. Down here at the bottom, there's no limitations on that. And however you change this or edit or add down the road, it's always going to update on your marketing page. And again, get that marketing page out there in as many places as possible. And then when people do a search on you, on Laura Smith, they're going to come across this page. So I've got some questions coming in. How do I get to that page? And that is an excellent question. So if you're working in your account, you're on the profile. That's where you create the page, right? But currently, to get to this page, you have to go to marketing material. Now we recognize that's a little bit silly. Why do you have to go all the way to marketing material? Click the profile button, and then this little globe here is going to open it in a new tab, right? Now you've got the link where you can copy it. So we recognize that maybe it's probably better to put that information up here where you're actually creating. So keep that in mind. That's coming soon. We're going to actually have a link to where you can preview it right here. So you don't have to click away from the page, the editing page. But for now, to answer the question, whenever you have this, how you like it, come to Marketing Material tab, click Profile. You'll preview it in here, but click this little globe icon and that's going to open it in a new tab, and that's what you're going to use. Now, you might not ramble off this URL to somebody. Hey, just go to provocity.com/web/fb/marketing. Nobody's going to do that. So you can copy this link and you could go to a site like GoDaddy and you could buy a URL like meetlaurismith.com. But whenever you share it to sites like Facebook or Twitter, it's going to automatically adjust and it's going to show a nice little preview of the page where they can just click on it. You don't have to do anything extra there. Or if you wanted to add it to your email signature, you of course would hyperlink it. And if you guys need help doing all those little minute things, some of you are a whiz in it, you've done it before. Some of you maybe haven't added a link to your signature and might want some help. We can definitely walk it through for you. But lots of things you can do with that product. I recommend opening it. So you see I've got it open in this tab here. and then on my profile working and adding, and then I just refresh the page and go, okay, how does that look? And then I can come and preview it. So that's the first product that everybody's going to get in this new account. They didn't have a whole lot of agent information in the old account. You could enter information, but it didn't really do anything or go anywhere. It created a postcard, which isn't quite up to date technologically speaking. So we really think agents can benefit from this, especially if they're new or if they're just revamping their branding. And most definitely, if you are at an open house, and I know a lot of you or your agents might host open houses for other agents, instead of handing them a business card or a piece of paper or a flyer, give them something on their phone, especially if you can text it to them. Because now you've got a line of communication and now they've got something that will always be up to date. So keep that in mind for this product as well. The next tab, I'm just going to go down the line here. The next tab is the franchise and agency. Well, that one's a simple. We know that you are part of the Exit franchise. Your logo is already going to be in here and your agency information should already be in here. If you want to double check it, because we did bring it from our legacy system, it could be that you've moved and you need to update your address, but it's very simple to do. You can just click to update it here. Make sure it is the actual address of the office though, because if anybody else is in your office, what you edit is going to update for them also. So brokers, you might make sure your address is up to date and it will apply to all of your agents. A benefit of this new system that wasn't available in the old system is multiple offices. A lot of you work out of more than one office. In the old system, you had to have more than one account, and that was double the billing. In this new system, if you've got more than one office you're a part of, you can add those offices, and you can switch your listings to show the branding for whichever office it's in. You can search offices that are already in our system, or you can add a new office if it doesn't exist yet. The team is similar to the offices in that I know many of you operate independently, but you're also a part of a team, or maybe you're only a part of a team and you want all your listings to be branded as such. Well, here in this new system, instead of needing a separate account for your team, you can create a team. So you can add one here and enter the information for your team. You can upload a team photo and you can add team members. Anybody in your office that's using our system is going to be available here and you can add them. And that way, when you brand a team, I don't want to do that, when you brand a listing to your team, all the team members will now be able to see that listing. And that's a super cool feature that again wasn't in the old system. And if you are a team member, you probably know when I say it could be a bit of a pain to have to copy a listing, put it in someone else's account. With this new feature, you're basically all just sharing one listing. So that's another one. If you're a team and you want a little bit better detail on how this works, feel free to let us know. We can even have a webinar just for teams where we talk about this feature. Now getting to the bread and butter of our system, the listings. This is what everybody's been waiting for and wants to see. How are the new listings and products going to work in this system? Well, we hope right off the bat you notice that it's just aesthetically a better looking page compared to the old e-listings where you had this little tiny drop-down box and you had to scroll through it and find that listing you were looking for. In this new system, they're all ordered by the nice big curved photo. Now, if you've got many listings, you can always come up here and search by address or MLS, whatever, and it's going to pull that listing up for you right away. Listings get entered into our system one of two ways. The first way is to manually enter a listing, and that's where you just fill in the data and upload the photos. And the second way is via import, which means we have your data and your listings get imported and added to your account automatically. Those listening in today might be about half and half. You might have your listings imported, you know it's already set up. And if there's any of you that are manually entering listings, if you are interested in seeing if we can do an automated import, which is always, easier because it saves on time, let us know. We need to have your MLS data, or we need to be able to get your MLS data, and we are always willing to do that research for you. So right now, if you're manually entering a listing, we'll be happy to check. If your listings are imported, you don't have to do anything. It comes in, you get an email that says, hey, your listing's ready, and then you get these products here. At that point, you can take them and share them as is, or you can enhance them. If you're manually entering listings, you come in here and you enter some data. I'm not going to spend time at filling all this out, but I do want to show you the process because it's a way better process than it was. Here's where we talked about what office does it belong to, and is this a team listing? That's going to determine its branding. You can see here we've got all these pretty straightforward fields that get filled out. I'm just filling out the required data. Cape Girardeau is where we're located. Okay, I'm going to put 000 just so it doesn't go on our buyer's app, which I'll show you later. External links is a new field for you. Let's say you've got a drone tour or a YouTube video. You've got some cool stuff you've created that you want to add. Well, you can add them all to our page here. And that way, when you're sharing this listing, nobody has to go out and find all these things separately. They can just type them in here. And it looks like I have some questions coming in, so let me go ahead and check that. Okay, let's add these in. Now you guys, of course, won't add just youtube.com, you'll add your own links in. Let me check my Q&A here and see what we've got coming in. So questions about the import. So imports are, we've got some questions. Is there an additional cost and imported from MLS, question mark? Excellent questions. So yes, from the MLS is where we'll get it. Sometimes we also get data from ListHub. If you guys are participants with ListHub, a lot of times we just get the data from there. Is there an additional cost? Not unless your MLS charges. So we don't step on the price at all. If your MLS has some sort of setup fee or some sort of monthly cost, then depending on what that is and how many agents that you have signing up with our service, you might have to pay the setup cost. But a lot of the MLSs are free. Some MLSs charge an arm and a leg, like $2,500 a month. If that's the case, then we look to ListHub, where we can obtain that data without a heavy cost. But in best case scenario, there isn't a charge. All it is us getting our developers to get that data and set it up with this system. And it starts flowing in. So that's where our team will usually do the research for you. You can always email your MLS. They do tend to answer to you guys quicker than they do us, but you can always email your MLS and just say, hey, I've got a tour provider. You know, can my data be sent to them, and is there a charge for that? But we're more than happy to also do that research for you. So hopefully that answers your questions there. And then I had another one come in from Jennifer that says, many times commercial listings are not in MLS. On manual listings, do we have to have MLS field required? There may not be an MLS number. That is a great question. You do not have to enter an MLS number. This is a required field, but it doesn't have to be an MLS number. You can actually enter anything. You could enter commercial property, whatever you wanted into that field. So good question. Manually entered listings, you can put anything in here. All right, process to initiate. Sonia, I hope I answered that question there. Yes, give us a call, let us, or email us, whatever. Let us know what your MLS is. We'll be happy to start the process, or you can give them a call and ask them as well. So back to manually entering a listing. If you are doing so, you fill in all of this information. Most of it's straightforward. Hopefully that external links is helpful. I think I've had a few people ask how to do that in the past with the old system, and there wasn't a good way to do it. And you can, I mean, you can add as many as you want here. You can send people to your personal website here if you wanted to. Floor time, what about floor plan? Okay, so once I have all those added and I hit create listing, then it's going to take me to the photo upload page. And why I wanted to show you how you manually enter a listing is mainly for this part here, because if you manually entered photos in our old system, you know how much of a pain that is. So let's go to this new system. You can see here I've got a number of photos. I'm just going to select all of them and hit open. And whether you've got 50 or let's say 5 or 50 photos or 100 photos, it's going to have this same process for all of them. It's going to show them all on the same page, and then you're going to be able to rearrange all of them however you see fit. And again, I point on this because many of you who have used our old system for a long time, you know how much of a pain it was to upload photos into that system. So we've focused heavily on making sure that's fixed. So when I have my photos the way I like them, now my photo's added, I've received an email and my listing is ready to go. It's going to have a video, it's going to have a website, it's going to have print material, and it's going to have a two-way texting code. So I can advertise it all of those different ways. That's in your email and ready for you. But you might want to come in and enhance those products. So what are those products and how do you enhance them? Well, speaking of the few clicks to get to everything, we have all the products here, and you just click the button to get not only to the product, but to the place to edit the product. So the first one that you get is the video. That's probably the most heavily used product in this system. And you've got a branded and an unbranded. We're going to start with the branded video. So on this page, you've got all the photos that you've uploaded, and you've got the text that you typed in, that description. If your description's coming in from the MLS and it's limited, like many MLSs do, make sure that you add to it, because you can add as much as you want in this system. I think it's a 2,500 character limit. If you get to 2,500 characters and you want more, we can always extend that. Another cool thing about this product here, just like the agent slides, you've got listing slides. So you can come in here to create slides and look at all of these different templates that you can click on, and you just click on it and it fills in the information, and you can edit that information. And you can say, well, I want this to say, there we go. My mouse locked up on me for a second. So you can change these slides. They're editable, easy to edit, quick to edit. They save in a matter of seconds, and you can add as many of those as you want to your video. And once again, for time's sake, I don't want to create a full-blown video here. We will definitely have a webinar on that, but look at some of these different slides here, play with these, and you can make some cool videos with that. They're custom. Your seller's going to like them. Your buyers are going to get more information out of this than they might a traditional video that's just a slideshow with some music playing in the background. So what you're looking at here is the forward-facing product. How did I get to that? Well, on my editing page, and I'm just going to take you through the motions. I'm on my video. I'm going to spend some time here and edit my video, drag and drop however I want it, and then I want to preview it. I can preview it here by clicking play, and I can also share it here when it's ready, but I also, me personally, I want to see it exactly how the end user, the buyer, is going to see it. So here you can just copy that link and paste it, or if you click View Branded, it opens it in a new tab, and this is the end product that the buyer is going to get. So there's tons of information here. And I just got a question on how do I change this text code, and I'm going to show you guys that here shortly. Here's my automatically generated text code that this new system gave it. But just so you guys know, if you've got old text codes from the old system, you can also add those, and you can make custom text codes. So you can make this text code say Provicity, text Provicity to 510304, or Broadway, whatever the street name is. So as a buyer, I can get all this information. I can learn more about Laura. We have kind of a full circle of products. So if I click more about Laura here, it's going to take me to that marketing page. So that's why we want to make sure this page is up to snuff, because on all of your listing products, they're going to be able to access that. And let's play a little bit of the video we created with those slides.
Welcome to luxury living at an incredible price. Take a look at this well-kept 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 3,200 square foot, custom-built home that rests on a professionally landscaped lawn. The home offers a private yard with heated, in-ground pool with electric cover, perfect for those hot summer days. The amenities in this home are abundant and can be seen from the moment you walk in. Formal and informal dining rooms are equally important.
So one thing that you might have noticed, hopefully, this video, the narration, what's being talked about, is timed pretty closely to what's being shown on the video at that time. And I did that with, I did that this morning, actually. It took me about 15 minutes, and I'll show you guys kind of how I did that and some options with that. So I do have a couple questions that I will answer. Yeah, I'm kind of am answering them more now than at the end, just because I'm getting some really great questions. Is how do you get that link? So if you're on this page, again, just copy it or click View Branded, and it's going to open it in a new tab, and you can always copy it there. And then unbranded is the same. If you need your unbranded tour, click there, and then you do have to click the pencil icon to get it to switch. You know it's switched because you get this little disclaimer, and then just X that out. The unbranded video, it's going to mimic your branded. It's going to kind of use the same information, but you can change this. So if on your branded video you had Call Laura, and you can't have that on your unbranded, they're two separate products. So you can change this one all you want, and it won't affect the branded. The old system didn't have that capability. It was basically the same tour, just one didn't have your personal information on it. The unbranded version looks pretty much the same. You can see here, it just has your contact information stripped away, of course. So I'm going to switch back now to the branded version. Okay. So I'm back on my branded. And again, the way I remember which is which, check up here, make sure it says branded, but I know I'm on my unbranded because I always get that little before you post. Read through that, make sure, you know, you're following the guidelines of your MLS. Branded. So now I know I'm switched back. How did I time that video? Just briefly, and I can go into much better detail on our webinars that talk about how to make listing videos. But to create this product, it's all on one page. Old system definitely didn't have that. I can see my images and my slides and how they're going to play right here, and my text is up here. So I wanted my landscaping and pool to be early in the video, and therefore I'm talking about that very early. Here we go. So what I did this morning basically was I would watch it, because I can watch it just from here.
Welcome to luxury living at an incredible price. Take a look at this well-kept 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 3,200 square foot, custom-built home that rests on a professionally landscaped lawn. The home
Switch to the lawn, just about right. Well, it wasn't doing that at first, so I had to add information. So I added 3,200 square foot custom built home because that took time, and then gave it time to switch to the next image, which was the landscaping. Hopefully that's not too confusing. I don't always explain it very well, but basically speaking, you can time it pretty good just using this video here. And some listings, they don't necessarily need that in-depth editing and that kind of use. If you've got a land listing or commercial, then you might just have a paragraph here that talks about it with 5 or 6 photos, but they're a little bit more enjoyable to watch when they do time up. So if you have the time to come in here and kind of move things around, then definitely do so. You can take out photos or add photos. For instance, since I have this amenities slide that talks about the entryway, I decided to take out the entryway photo because it's in the slide. And you can also shorten the video, leave a little bit to be desired if you choose to. Or you can add as many as you want. There are some other products that I'm going to show you in a minute that display both all the photos and the video. So you don't always have to put all 70 photos in the video if you've got that many. And I will say, you guys probably already know this, but attention spans aren't what they once were. People won't sit through a video with 70 photos. They might not even sit through a video with 10 photos. So put those slides at the beginning, those informational slides. People will pay attention to those. That will catch their eye. So take some time, play with those. Again, you can create as many as you want. There's no limit, okay? So let me check my Q&A here because I've got some popping up. So the video will reflect the description you write, correct? Yes, the video is going to play exactly what you type in. Now, when you type in your description or it comes over from the MLS, there's going to be abbreviations, there's going to be shortened sentences maybe. Keep in mind that you can expand that here. So what you type and change here, that's what our text-to-speech is going to read. That's not what people are going to see. So you can change it all you want here, and it's going to remain the same original script in your description that people read, if that makes sense. So that's really 2 different places that this is going to appear. And again, I don't want to spend too much more time on a video. Let's do a separate video creating webinar so you guys can learn more about that. With the narration, you've got text-to-speech automatically provided. It's a Google voice. He's much better than our legacy voices, which, they're all a little robotic, but they get the job done. And when people are watching a video, they understand they're listening to text-to-speech and they might not pronounce anything perfectly, but they do a pretty good job. If you are really wanting to make your videos shine though, if you've got a radio voice yourself, you can actually come in and record your own audio. You'll see your script for you to read and you'll just hit record and it's going to add it to your video for you. We also have the option for professional audio, and that's where one of our guys that has a radio voice, they're professional, one of them is a radio VJ, they will actually record it for you. Now, there is a charge for a certain amount of characters. However, many of you who are on Office accounts probably had that included in your fees. So if you are one of those people, when you come to this request now, you won't be charged. It will say $0. So the difference between the old system and the new is the old system would arbitrarily send every listing to be recorded without the opportunity for you to review your script. In this new system, you do have to come in and request professional audio. So click to confirm request. You can even send a message to your audio recorder like, hey, pronounce this street name this way, and you can even change it for them. If you're just getting switched over, if you had professional audio on your old videos, it will be available in this new system. But if you are getting switched and you're new and you say, I've got like 70 listings I need audio for, I don't got time to come in here and click on that, we'll do it for you. And we may already have. And if we have, you're going to see audio pending, or it's going to say audio completed. So come and just check this page. Okay. All right. That's the listing video. Maybe I spent more time on that than I should have, but you guys are asking good questions. You don't have to do anything to this product though. It's created for you. You can just start sharing it right away, and share it by clicking the share buttons, either in your account or on the product itself. It's a great product to get out there. And again, it's got all that information on it, and it's constantly up to date. Now, we talked about timing things. If you want to spend a little bit extra time, you can come and create a scene-based video. If you used scene-based videos in the old system, you already know what this is. It's easier in this new system. Basically, you break your video up into scenes, which are usually rooms. So you would say, welcome home. You would type a description and you would say, I want all exterior shots of the home. You can even add your slides if you've got them. And this is my first scene, and I can order those however I want. And then I save that scene. Oh, it's griping at me. Oh, welcome to Provicity Lane. And you would type a few sentences because you've got 3 photos. And you can create as many scenes as you want. And it's going to then stitch the scenes together and play your video where you've really timed that narration and photos. Okay, so that is similar to the old system, a little bit easier to use. You can try this video first, because in our development, we found that many people were just able to make a good scene, timed well video with this first one. But get to know this product if you have some time. This one isn't automatically created because we don't know what you want your scenes to be, but it's there for you. The listing website is a kind of a no-brainer. Every listing gets a website. And the reason we kind of like ours here is because it's got just tons of information. It's got all the photos. So if you've got 70 plus photos, they're all here. But if you have a video and you kind of truncated that to only show 10 photos.
Welcome to luxury living at an incredible price.
Here
Take a look at this well-kept 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bath, 32.
It's got all the information, of course. They can get a hold of you very easily with the request information, or they can be a little more discerning and click on more about Laura and learn about you first. There's again that kind of full circle. If I had entered a valid address, a map would be here. And then here are those external links we talked about. So when it comes to sharing your products online, or like sending it over to a potential buyer, this one's probably my favorite one to send, because it has everything. It's already got the video built in, it's got the external links, so it can be a really robust product. This is another one that maybe if it's a high-end listing, or if it's not going to sell super quick, or if you're kind of previewing the listing with a seller, you might go to GoDaddy, spend $7 or $8 and buy the domain 123provicitylane.com and have it point to this listing, okay, or this product rather. If you guys haven't used GoDaddy, you're not familiar with buying domains, we can help you with that first one. It's usually pretty inexpensive, and it's the seller loves it because now they've got their own website. Down the road, we're going to add in the ability to just buy it from within our system. We used to have it in our old system, but it was expensive because we used a outdated website provider. GoDaddy is probably the most inexpensive, and we'll kind of connect the dots. But for now, you can go to GoDaddy.com, and the accounts are free, and do that. So sharing this product is a great way to get that listing out there. You can click on any one of these guys and it's going to load the website in your Facebook page, and you can see it already has information about it. You can add to it. You know, you can type as much as you want, add emojis, get people's attention, whatever you want to put in there. And then share that. You all know how to share on Facebook. If you haven't ever boosted a post before, take some time to learn how to do that or ask us how, because this would be a great tool to boost and share, you know, 7 days out before an open house. You can also text, well, let's text Provicity Lane, that's the name of my street here, to 51004 for extra, if I can spell, details. Now that might get you a lead because we've got texting, of course, in this system that I'm going to show you. So share on Facebook. My point though is it builds the post for you, and it's going to do that on all these sites, so you don't have to copy link, go to Facebook, share. And make sure I'm not missing any big questions. I'm not, because you guys are like, yeah, duh, we all know how to share to Facebook. So that is the listing website. Flyers, we'll move on to that guy. I hope I'm not going too fast, but I also don't want to keep you guys all day. The old system had flyers and the new system has flyers. The new system's flyers are more up-to-date, modern. We dropped the big impact style font. We wanted to make these more aesthetically pleasing on the eye. So when you do have these sitting out in an open house, people can pick this up and take it and think, oh, wow, that looks pretty nice. They're very easy to edit. So you can change this all you want. Let's make it purple just to make it different. So you can see how they're actually almost fun to create, I will say. Change your photos. Your description, when you type your description in, well, it can be 2,500 characters, but 2,500 characters doesn't fit on a flyer. We know that. So you might have to edit that. And that's easy as well. So I've edited that down. Well, maybe that font's still a little small. So here I've made it bigger. So take some time to edit your flyer if you need to. And by the way, if this is a team listing, all of this will be branded to your team, and then you can just change it. See, I want this my team now, I want this my photo. Okay, and then when you have it done, you save it, and you're ready to download it as a PDF or send it off to your local printer. You can create as many flyers as you want, and again, the point was easier to edit and just a fresh new look. We actually had a graphic designer. She works in our local real estate, one of our local real estate offices. So she was just perfect for the job. She knew what information would probably be best on here. They're all 2-page and they're as printer friendly as possible. So the photos, of course, take up lots of ink, but we tried to make them a little bit more printer friendly. All of them have the texting information. Now you can change this text code here, and I will show you how to change it in the main spot. It's under marketing material. Well, changing it's under listings, but I'm going to show you how to change it in the main spot so you don't have to change it on all of these individual products. But the texting is on all the flyers, and that's essential, because if somebody walks away with this flyer and they say, well, you know, I am kind of interested in this property, I want to look at it again, then if they text to it, you get the lead. So those are our 4 main products that we brought over from the old system that relate to listings. When we move down to the marketing material tab, that's getting into extra products and features for you guys. Demo listings. If you're new and you want a way to display all these products, you've got a demo listing. You can also use your own listing as a demo if you want to. So you can come in here and say, I want my listing that's just sold, I want to keep it. That way you can delete it out of your regular listing inventory, but always have a copy of it and use it as a demo. We're going to do some updates to our demo section here. For instance, we're going to give you the opportunity to create your own demo, that sort of thing. So be on the lookout. Okay. Profile, we talked about that. Social networking, this is really just a settings. Do I share on Facebook? Yes, then I want that to display. So just a settings, you probably won't have to do much. Text codes, okay. Text codes are very important to most of you. If you use them in the old system, then you probably know how effective they can be. We talked about where they show, what you can do with them. Even if you're just in conversation with somebody and they say, you know, I'm looking for a 4-bedroom house, and you go, oh, I've got one. And hey, if you just text this EX7203 to 51004, you can have the link to it, and that link will always update. The signs are the same. I'll give you an example of what they look like. You might already have these signs, or if you need new signs, you can buy them through us. They ship via Oakley. Or you can have your own signs made. If you've got a local vendor, go local business, take them there and you can have them printed. So this new system creates text codes for you. Every listing gets one automatically, and all of them begin with EX. But many of you had text codes in the old system and you want to use them in this new system. Well, they're automatically going to come over from the old system. So you don't have to enter them. If they were assigned to a listing in the old system, they will be assigned to that listing in this new system. But if for some reason you need to add one, if you can't find it, or for some reason it didn't come over, they were EO, you probably know that, and then some digits. And you can request that code. And as long as nobody else has this code in their account, you get to have it in your account. You don't have to just use EO digit. You can get creative with this. Let's say you have a listing for sale on, well, I've got one on Provicity Street. And if you're seeing the word Provicity and you're wondering what that is, that's just our parent company. That's what our company name is. eListings is the product that we created special for Exit. Provicity is our company name. Your invoices will say Provicity on them. It used to be Showcase Technologies. We thought we might need to update that a little bit, so that's Provicity. So anyway, I've got a listing for sale on Provicity Lane. So I'm going to make Provicity this special code, an alternate code. So it's available, and now it is in my account. And now I want to assign it to a listing, because my listing didn't get that one. It got the one that the system gave it, that EX code. So just come back to your listings tab and click on your listing edit button here. Anytime you need to edit your listing, you can edit the photos or the data by clicking on these two guys. Now I've got all my listing details. This is what I entered earlier. And I've got my text code that was automatically assigned by the system. I can change that, or I can use that alternate code. Here's the one I just entered. And in this tab, you might have a bunch of EO codes that came over. Those are the ones that you might have printed on signs already. But I'm going to add Provicity. And then I'm going to just come down here. It's way down here at the bottom. And I'm going to update this listing. And it's going to ask me, are you sure you want to transfer Provicity to MLS 9876 and so on? If it's assigned to a different listing, it's going to ask that too. Are you sure you want to move this code? And I'm going to say, yes, I do. Okay, so now I've got this text code. This one's still on here. It still works. So if I printed flyers off last week and it had my old text code, that's still going to work. I'm okay. But now my products are all going to show text Provicity to 51004. And again, Your seller is going to think that's pretty cool if they've got their own text code that is their street name. You can make those codes whatever you want. You can be as creative as you like with those. You can make it your name if you've got a name that you want to be able to use in there. Keep in mind, if your name's John Smith, you might want to get in there and get that reserved right away, because only one person can use the code John Smith. But here we see text Provicity. It's all the products have updated for me automatically. So that's how you assign and reassign codes. It's on the listings and the pencil icon. Now, we've had lots of questions on where do I go to assign my text code? So it's very likely we're going to update that and make it a little bit easier for you so you don't have to kind of hunt that down. For now, this is where you'll go. But if you've got recommendations on how we might make that easier for you, for instance, what if we just displayed it out here? Let us know, because you guys are what is going to drive how we further develop this new system. So back to marketing materials and text codes. That is what you're going to do on this page. You're going to find your text codes if you need to buy signs through us, or if you just need to copy them and take them to a local vendor. And where you're going to request codes. When I did say, if your name's John Smith, you better come in here fast and request codes. We also do say be courteous to your fellow realtors. Don't come in here and start requesting every street name you could think of just so you've got them all and nobody else can have them. We're trying to share. And in that, if you have a listing that you sold on Broadway, Broadway is a pretty common street name. If you sold that listing already and you don't think you're going to need it, you can delete the text code, and that puts it back in the pool for somebody else to have a chance to use. Okay, so if you guys got questions about text codes, definitely ask. The one thing I do want to show on text codes is, well, what happens when somebody texts to it? Where does it go? And that is to this product right here. Now, ignore all this stuff down here at the bottom. I open my screen like this because it's the view from a mobile device. Obviously, if I'm texting, I'm on my mobile device. So I'm a buyer and I requested information on this listing, 338 Broadway. And you can see here, I can flip through all the photos. It's, you know, as simple as can be. I can watch the video that got created. I can just basically flip back and forth. And then here's all that information. I can quickly text or call Laura Smith because her information's right there. And then of course, all that information is down here. One of the differences, however, between the old system and the new, in the old system, when I texted, I got the property information just like I asked, but that was it. I only got that property. Well, if I'm a buyer and I text and I say, ooh, well, 429, that's out of my price range. I'm not interested in this property anymore. What's different now is I can click back or I can click the map, and if this wasn't in the way, get that out of the way. Okay, see, I've got a map down there. Now I'm able, as a buyer, to go to my area that I just texted in and look at all of these other listings that are in my area. These listings that show on this map are determined by what kind of information we have in your area. So if we've got your MLS data, every listing in the MLS is going to show here. At the least, it's going to show all of your other listings, and it's going to show any other user in your area. It's going to show their listings. So if you've got an office and all 50 agents have all their listings, they're all going to show in here, all your office listings. Okay. Here's one more cool thing though. They texted to your text code and they looked at your listing first. And if they're not interested in it, you don't want to lose that lead when they click on somebody else's listing, right? Well, in this system, no matter whose listing I click on, give it a moment to pull this information up. If this is someone else's listing, so for instance, this is not mine, this is a listing that belongs to Abernathy, but it's still got my name as the contact, it's still going to text or call me if someone clicks on it, and it's still going to be my information at the bottom. We, of course, abide by the guidelines by including who the listing is courtesy of, the broker reciprocity info. But since this is my app, essentially, this is, and we call it kind of a buyer's search engine. It's very familiar, just like Zillow or Trulia. Since it's mine, because they got to it through my text code, every one of these listings is going to be branded as my listing. And no matter what this buyer looks at, they're going to be led right to me. And that's a very powerful tool if your agent, if you're an agent, or if your agent is brand new and they don't have but 1 or 2 listings, or maybe they don't have any. They can still share this product, and it's going to allow buyers to shop all the real estate with their particular branding. Okay, so hopefully you guys got that, because this is a new tool that we didn't have in our old system at all. They can get to this, again, if they text to one of your text codes and they say, oh, I don't want to look at that listing, and they go to the map, or the list view is another way to get to all of the data. And this is pretty self-explanatory. We tried to make it look like every other search engine out there, so it's familiar and easy to use. The other way they can get to it, though, remember our marketing material page where it's all about Laura Smith? If they click View My Listings, it's going to go there as well. It's going to highlight Laura's listings first, and then it's going to let the user click and start navigating around and searching other real estate. So that's a new feature that we're excited about. This is taking a long time to load because I'm on the meeting, but obviously it would load much quicker for you. We are doing some major enhancements to this as we speak. Our developers are working on this today, and what they're working on is making it quicker, making the search features better. People obviously are probably searching within certain guidelines of what they're looking for, and we're making it to where it remembers that. And we're also working so behind the scenes, you as the agent will be able to track what those people are doing in here. Well, what listings did they click on within that price range? And then if they ever create a profile where they give their information and you get to know who that person is, then you can kind of build a campaign or a showing list for them based on what they looked at. So those are what we're working on right now. Those are things coming down the pipeline. But for now, this is a great product to share. So share that page here and have them click on View My Listings. You can also click View My Listings and just share this. This is your app, and click around on it and make sure all these listings have your name on them. Okay, so that is wrapping up the marketing material tab. It goes to your text codes where you can see what's assigned. Remember to reassign, go to your listing page, however, and then don't forget to use and share that buyer's search engine. We don't have a great name for it yet, but it's like a Trulia or a Zillow, but it's yours. It's your search engine. The last 2 tabs here are brand new. If you've been in our system for a while, you might not have seen these yet. These are new and they're therefore evolving. Everybody is going to now have access to a clients tab, and that's where you can track who your clients are. So you can enter a client. Maybe you don't have any signed contract with them, but you're working with them to possibly list their home. You want to go ahead and add their information in here so you've got it. We're going to continue to add to this. So 1 year home anniversary, you want to automatically email them that says, hey, hope you've enjoyed your first year in your home. Our system will eventually do that for you automatically. Season's greetings, birthdays, things like that. that you want to keep in touch with your past clients on, but don't always have the time to do it, well, our system will do a wonderful job in assisting in that. Those are, again, to come. What it's doing for you right now is you probably see there's a workflow button here, and there was a workflow button next to every listing, right? This is where you, if you're a broker and you want to make, just kind of line out how all of your agents sell a listing or work with a client from start to finish, that's what the workflow is for. We are going to put in some standard workflows for you. So if you're just an individual agent using it, you can make your own workflow. But what the workflow is supposed to do, and let's look at it from the client perspective, is you come in and you say, I am going to use my client workflow to help assist this person. Maybe they're not even your client yet. Maybe you're still meeting with them to try to gain their business. Well, this workflow is going to go to a new page, and it is going to guide you from start to finish on how to assist this customer, this client, in the home selling or home buying process, whichever one it is. And you can select due dates. So I'm meeting with this person on June 30th. Okay, and I'm going to meet them at Starbucks at noon. And maybe you need some, if you have documents like contracts and such, you want to upload it here. That's what the workflow's for. This is brand new. We're continuing to add to this. Brokers, if you're listening in, this is how you make your office more efficient, because you can have it mandatory that each agent in your office use the workflow. Now, this workflow only has 3 things on it because it's just an example, but your workflow will likely have many steps because it's many steps to sell a home or to buy a home. And agents, you are busy, and this is going to help remind you, hey, did you get that home inspection schedule for the property on Provicity Lane? That sort of thing. You can add custom activities if you've got something that you need to do that's particular to a property. So who creates workflows in most cases is going to be an office administrator or a broker. So not all of you are going to have this last tab. It's probably going to be, again, the administrator that creates it. But if you're an administrator, you get to create and add different activities to your workflow, okay? That's separate. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on that. I've already kept you guys over an hour. Thank you for staying with me so long. But keep this product in mind. If you're an agent using it, you say, well, we don't have an admin. We can give you access to this. Don't worry. So let us know if you're interested in trying this. But this is meant to help you in your day-to-day activities, so you don't have to remember everything. We're going to eventually have workflow reminders. You might get an email once a week that says, here are the things on your to-do list, and you can just check them off. So we're working on creating all those things. And if you've got recommendations on that, since this is brand new, let us know what they are. That's what we need, is the expert's recommendation. So that is in an hour-long nutshell what this new system is, what it's going to do for you, how you're going to find everything. We are super excited to get you all switched over. We think you're going to enjoy it much, much better. There's just products that are going to work better for you. We appreciate everyone's patience who has been using it as we iron out wrinkles that we know with a new system. Things, just the adjustment from learning a new system takes time, and some of you have found some quirks and some things that could be improved upon, and we're working to do those as diligently as we can. So your patience is much appreciated. Also, for those of you that have called us and said, hey, we don't like this, we want this changed, or we do like this, but here's how you could make it better. those things are invaluable to us. That's how we make this grow and make it become a product that really, really works for you. So keep those coming in. That feedback is very important. Now I'm going to go to the next tab, which is the next thing that everybody asks is, what is this going to cost us? Right now, all of you are on your old billing. More than likely you haven't switched, but you might want to switch because it might save you a little bit of money. We haven't adjusted our prices in over a decade. It's been a $15.95 charge for individual users across the board for that long. And we've had to adjust our prices just because that's how it works. We all know that prices go up. We didn't though want to charge everybody an increased price though. That didn't seem fair. What we wanted to do is come up with a pricing structure that is logical, fair, and transparent. Those were the three things we kept in mind. So if you're an individual user, you're probably already reading through this, your base fee is going to remain about the same. It's going to be $15. And that is to have 1 to 5 active listings in your account at any time. And then if you have more than that, that's when your price will go up. But it fluctuates, and it fluctuates automatically. You don't have to call us and say, okay, this listing sold, please reduce my price. So if you've got 6 listings, your price is going to then be $17 an hour. If you've got 7 listings, it's going to be $19. I said an hour, a month, not an hour. Goodness, we're not changing that much. Your price will adjust according to how many active listings, basically. If you are a big hitter and we've got some agents with 200 listings in their account, we're not going to keep charging you $2. That also would not be fair. At that point, you're going to go onto a flat fee with that for an additional $10. And if you're looking at this going, this is confusing, I don't know what all this means, call us and we'll look at your active listing count and we'll tell you what your bill is going to be. If you are new and you don't have any listings, it isn't exactly fair to charge you the same price as those with listings because you're not using as many of our services. So for you, you only pay $10 a month, but you still get access to all that agent marketing and even that buyer's search engine. So you can still be, hopefully gaining leads without even having any listings at that moment. If you have 1 or 2 or 3 listings and they all sell and now you don't have any, your price will automatically go down. All of this is automated. And just to show you in the system, at any point you can go to your billings and services tab and you can look at your current invoice. Now this one is not real, it's a test account, but on this page, it's going to show you what your upcoming invoice is going to be. And if you haven't picked a plan yet, you can come and pick one here. But you don't have to do that right away. Just keep that in mind. We're not forcing any of you onto this new plan right away. We won't switch your billing. You authorize that on that tab. But use it for a month if you need to. And learn to love it first. You don't have to switch. You'll just stay on that $15.95 billing for now. But if you have 1 listing or if you don't have any listings, maybe you do want to switch because your price is going to go down. For office accounts, same thing. You might be looking at this and saying $8 seat fee, $2 per listings. What does that even mean? I don't want to switch yet. Don't worry. Your old price is grandfathered in. So we're not switching you to the new price until you're ready or unless you want to. If you like your old price, you want to keep it, we'll let you keep it. But your new price is going to, again, adjust to usage. And our old office accounts required everyone in your office to use it. And we've learned that isn't always practical because brokers, you might have 80 agents under your office, but maybe only 40 of them are full-time, maybe only some of them only practice here and there. You might not want to have them in your account all the time. So that's why we've adjusted it. You can have as many or as few agents on your office account, and it's just $8 a seat, which means $8 an account. And then all listings are grouped together, and it's just $2 per listing. So those are some options. We can also do customization if you're interested in that. Those are some extra fees, but you can ask about that, call in, for instance, if you want office branding, that sort of thing. But since you guys are Exit clients, most of your stuff is already branded, which is kind of nice. You don't have to take that extra step. But ask us about our billing, call us if you need to. We'll be happy to give you a personalized quote. But again, all billing remains the same until you're ready. So thank you guys so much. I am so glad you guys stayed along for the ride. I know that is a ton of information to get all at one time. So please let us know if you've got questions. You see our number, our email. Our live help is on and available during the day. You can click inside your account to get an operator. And we welcome anything you guys have got. Thank you again. I'm going to stick around, make sure I answered every question. I think I did manage to go through them all and answer them in the webinar, but I will stick around. So if you've got some more questions you want to answer, do so or give us a call. We're actually standing by right now to answer. And if you want to go ahead and get into this new system, definitely call us and we'll get you switched over today. All right, guys, enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much, and I look forward to talking to you all again soon. Bye-bye.